Hello and welcome to another Shorts. Remember, in the past I've done a quick fix about procedural, not contextual animation. Not procedural animation. Well, we've got some more from Elka Gaming. Equally as good, although I would say that with the last one that was from, if I'm not sure, what's his name? Neurodraft, I believe. Yes, it was Neurodraft. When he did the touching the wall thing, he added a bit of randomization into it, so that he didn't do it all the time. So I think Neurodraft's version of it is just slightly more realistic. But this is definitely impressive. The slide under the... I don't quite understand why that was there, to be honest. Don't really know why that's there. Nice little slide, look. See? We're running a slide under. That's quite nice, isn't it? This, like I keep saying, this is the sort of tech that I think is worth investing in. Forget your swords with a million moves. Forget all that nonsense. Concentrate on making the puppet feel good. You know, that's what's going to ground the character. Still a little bit of janky, a lot. Obviously, it went through the scenery there slightly. And then you got auto squats, and he reaches for the wall even when you're in auto squat too. I noticed that. That's nice. That's quite cool, isn't it? I'm not sure that was meant to happen. But yeah, I thought this was very cool. Well worth including in a Shorts. Rather than making a quick fix of it. I've already made a quick fix of something very similar. I didn't really want to repeat it. But yeah, excellent stuff. No, I've just checked that as well. I think that's just basic puppet physics anyway. Not sure if that is reprogramming it or it's just doing what it normally does anyway. Yeah, brilliant. And then we had this by Clovis G. The Greek Secret World of Marvelous Things. The intro's nice. Unfortunately, it's going to be slightly dark because of Share Factory. Can't do much about that. If I put it, you know, I could put a filter on them, but I don't know. I should have done, I suppose. Thinking about it. Oh well, don't know much about it now. Nice and solid, straightforward. We just need to get out the habit of making floating collectibles, I think. I wasn't entirely sure about the enemies either. So you see, I play games all the time where you have an attack mechanism, and you always feel in control of it. You always feel as if it's one-to-one. And there's always that slight disconnect. No doubt at some point in the not too distant future somebody will come up with a character that's got an absolutely incredible attack sequence that works perfectly smooth. But the one thing I think they need to do is stop animating it smoothly. See, what made The Last of Us, the fighting, the brawling, feel so good was that they didn't animate it smoothly. They missed frames out. That was why it felt so good. I'll just see how it goes, but at the moment I just think it's a nice looking level. That's all. I like all these little signs saying in work in progress, come back later and all that. That's nice, rather than just leaving somewhere blank and you're not sure whether you made a mistake. You'd be there for hours sometimes just searching around only to find out it was never there in the first place. But yeah. Somebody using a Maya character. Is it Maya? Morning Maya character, yes. See, that's what I like to see. Somebody using a character from the community. Look how solid that character is. Great stuff. That ship's got a no-go zone on it as well. That's up for development at the moment. Still incomplete. And then Shucky Monster, who featured in one of my quick fixes recently. And a ball game. One thing I will say, Shucky Monster, is I would be inclined to put flat surfaces over the top of these. Perfectly flat surfaces. Make them invisible and turn the physics off of these surfaces, because there's nothing worse than rolling the ball over bumpy ground. It doesn't feel nice, it doesn't feel satisfying. So that's what I would do if I was doing it. If I was making something like this, I'd put a flat surface over the top of that, make the flat surface invisible, and turn the physics off of this. I felt like the roll it wasn't quite going where I wanted it to go, or where I expected it to go. Lots of people making ball games. Somebody said the other day, because I mentioned that people making ball games are putting people who are making platformers with characters to shame, because of the creativity they're showing, the way they're moving the blocks around, the way they're moving the platforms around. Clever ways of moving stuff around, but the mechanics behind it. So that I prefer marble games. Well, ironically, marble games are my least favourite thing. Absolutely are my least favourite thing. My favourite thing are platformers with characters. You see, somebody also mentioned something. Oh yeah, but maybe it's easier to do it with a ball. But no. We used to do it in Little Big Planet. If you recall, folks, you can remember all the clever ways people used to put moving platforms together, hands moving the platforms, all sorts of strange mechanisms, especially from our Japanese friends. So it's just that for some reason people aren't applying it to the characters yet, but they are applying it to the marbles games. So come on, folks, step your game up, show them what we made of. Yeah, it's a bit here. I wasn't sure about this, Shucky. It's just that roof. It's just annoying. Look, it's just because the jump is slightly It's higher. The roof is lower than the jump. I don't really see. I know you've got to stop. You're thinking, right, but I've got to stop him getting over the top. He could just jump over the top. So make those things taller, make the roof higher. But great, that's why it's in my short. And this one, I do very little in this. I get completely lost. All I know is it looks good, it plays good, the atmosphere felt good, and I enjoyed looking around, even though at the end of the day I accomplished absolutely zero. Look at that character, isn't that great? That's what I mean by character. Yeah, you got a light. I'm going to save my tea if you're wondering what I'm doing. You've got a creep. You've got cryo chambers. As I said last time I saw that, I want a different sound effect to that. That sounds like somebody putting the lid back on a pan. Or an electrician testing out a switch before he's plugged it into the wall. You know what I mean? It's got a slight, strange, hollow sound to it. But yeah, I wander around for ages. It tells me what I'm supposed to do. But there's no directions that telling you. It's like this, look. For some reason, I can turn that on, but then I can move away and it won't go twice, but I can move away. And then I can't quite figure out what I'm meant to do. Because you can't switch it again twice. You've got health there, which I collect for no apparent reason. But when I go back here again, it goes down to 3. And if I kept moving away and moving back to that, I could carry on doing it until it's right down to number 1. Or 0 even. I'm not entirely sure whether that's a bug. Or what it even did. It's always a good idea to have at least a sound effect. Remember when you used to play Tomb Raider, when you pulled a button, you heard that distant click, click of something happening, just to let you know something had indeed happened. But this is a nice, cool environment. I'm not sure whether I missed something or whether it's just incomplete. It is incomplete. It's what I've said before, isn't it, about the problem with dreams. I've always said that's a bit of a problem. You're never quite sure whether the game is incomplete or whether you've missed something, because the game can be incomplete. It's not like buying you buy a full retail version of a game, you know it's complete, so you press on, don't you? Whereas in dreams you come to a point where you think, oh, maybe it's not there. And there's nothing which you can do about that other than maybe let people know that you can get to level 2. So don't give up. But yeah, I do get a ratchet in the end. I still don't understand what I was meant to do with it. But yeah, anyway. I will wish you my usual farewell. Toodlepip. Au revoir. And all that good stuff. I'm still here, you know.